One of the things I really enjoyed about your performance here is the HR face.
You know, I didn't notice it last. I saw the movie last night. Is it in the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. You have that kind of...
Like this?
Yeah, exactly like
yeah. I didn't see it in the movie. I didn't notice it. I was just looking at John.
Oh, well, yeah, of course.
The HR face, which is this kind of, that thing, yeah. That's a real, I think people like to look like they're paying attention. But you guys in the interview, I can tell that you guys aren't paying attention.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what I'm having for dinner.
Right, exactly. What are you going to have?
I actually really don't know. I got to feed the
Do
kid.
you live here?
I do.
There's
Not
free
that far.
food here.
There's free food here, yeah.
Yeah, but I got to feed the kid.
Bring some.
That's what I do. I always bring food.
Get a roadie. Get a road box.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Double
My
up.
wife always gets jealous, so... Yeah.
Bring some cold potatoes back.
Yeah. I have some potatoes for you in the car.
The idea of living in a cul-de-sac is kind of an interesting idea to me. Have either of you ever lived in that kind of situation?
When you stayed in Atlanta, you were living in a cul-de-sac.
I was.
Yeah.
You
In
did?
fact, yeah. I the house that I was staying in Atlanta was on a cul-de-sac, and in fact, I got to know the neighbors. They were very, very sweet. One of them had a dog that would come visit me all the time, which was great. Guinness was the dog's name. She was very,
Good
very
name.
cute. And there were a bunch of kids on it, and they all would kind of meet in the middle of the little turnaround and play various sports. It was fun. And I lived on one after college, I think, when I was living with a buddy of mine. Yeah, it's interesting because, you're kind of like, everyone's kind of looking at everyone else.
Yeah.
And the people that the cul-de-sac that we shot in, they were so nice.
That was a real
that was a real neighborhood. It wasn't like a
really?
fakey kind of set or anything. It was a real neighborhood, and
It was a real neighborhood that looked like a set.
Yeah, when we clogged them up for 2 months,
it
was a lot. But they were really, really nice.
Yeah, accommodating.
Well, that can also that can get tricky. You get in a neighborhood that doesn't want you there. They'll make it known.
I mean, look, when they're shooting in my neighborhood, I can't. When they're filming, I'll always yell, "Get out of the neighborhood." Or go back to Hollywood. I love yelling that. I do it every time I roll down my window and go, "Hey, home slice, Hollywood's that way." I actually had a friend of mine who owed me money. He was living with me. And he's like, "Hey, can you buy me some lunch?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll buy you some lunch." But they're filming a car commercial across the street. I made him to buy him lunch. He put on a sheet as a cape, ski goggles, and nothing else on. Nothing else on. And he rode up in his bike with the cape on and ski goggles. Slams his brake on to the director, goes, "Hey, home slice, Hollywood's," and just biked off.
I really would.
Naked biking is rough.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
if
tough. That's tough if you get caught in the chain, if you're that lucky.
There's like so many injuries that could happen with that. That's,
boy.
That's like happy birthday to me, like, you know.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I like the fact that you're doing these kinds of roles. I loved Kimmy Schmidt. I thought that was hilarious. What is the appeal? Obviously, you've done a lot of comedy, and a lot of people know you from Mad Men.
Honestly, the appeal is just working with people whose work I respect in some way, and people with whom I can work who I feel like are better than me at whatever we're doing, or at least challenging in some way. And I think with Kimmy Schmidt, when it came around, I knew Ellie. I had only worked with her very briefly on Bridesmaids, and we knew each other from back home. But Tina and Robert, who were writing the show, I had the ultimate trust and faith in what they do, because they are two of the funniest writers that I've ever had the pleasure of working with. And a similar thing happened with Joneses. I mean, I got to know that Greg Mottola was coming on, who I just worked with on Clear History with Larry David, and I knew his work. Obviously, I was a fan, and Zach and I have known each other for such a long time. It was an opportunity to do something that I had a pretty good feeling was at least going to be really fun, and that's a pretty good thought process in going into a job. It's like, I think this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Like that's pretty cool.
This was so much fun seeing you guys get to kind of merge into these very different roles. What was the appeal for you for standing into, doing a little more comedy? You do a lot of serious stuff.
Yes, that's why I wanted to try something different, more refreshing and light and funny. And once I read the script, I found the script very much so entertaining. And when I heard that Isla and Jon and Zach are doing the movie and Greg is directing the movie, it was a no-brainer.
Yeah, and you did such a nice job.
Thank you very much.
You know
She's
how
the queen of laughs.
Yeah, you know what really got me? The
What?
scene where you guys are saying bye to your kids. Because that is the hardest thing to do ever.
Yes.
You guys got that.
I think I've got kids and so does Zach, so we probably were able to, call on our own, experiences as parents.
Yeah.
But it is so much fun, and what's great about working with Gal is she's so great at comedy. She's so naturally great at comedy, and she laughs at your jokes, and so does Zach actually. A lot of comics don't give it up for other funny people. I don't know why that is, and so, because we're all laughers, I'm a massive giggler too. We kind of all egged each other on into, at times we were a bit rascally, but ultimately I think it made the movie funnier, and we were able to improvise some stuff and riff and find, hopefully the best material.
How much improvising did you do?
We had a free take at the end of so we'd do a couple of versions of the wonderful screenplay, and then we would add bits and bobs, and Greg Mottola, who directed Superbad, as our, captain of the ship, he's used to, working with Jonah Hill, and so he was very open to our input, which is also so nice.
Yeah.
Now, I've got to say this with you. Obviously, there's people have heard of a role you're playing called Wonder Woman. And then what is that like? Has that changed? That's got to be incredible.
It does,
Excitement.
but I try not to think about it because it doesn't matter how much I think about it. What's matter is that it's all about the delivery, and it's all about the movie and the story and the way that we tell her beautiful story. So I really make sure to focus on this beautiful, iconic character, inspiring character, and just do the best work that I can do and hope that everyone will enjoy it.
It must be a necessity for you as an actor to balance, because you're committed to so many movies with that
Right.
film, and then you can take on something like this, which is completely different.
Right.
Still actiony. But that must be kind of rewarding as well.
It does, and I feel very lucky to be able to explore both genres, because some people don't get to do it, and I got to do it and really enjoy both of them. So yeah, it feels really, really great. And mostly I think that, especially for me, when I come from a different country, I have a different, I speak different language. English is my second language. For me, I feel that I can perform my best when I'm surrounded with people who make me feel comfortable, and that I know that even if I fall, they're not gonna laugh, or they're not gonna take advantage.
I mean, we laughed, obviously, we mocked her.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do,
She-
and they
Of course.
and they did.
No,
my
but she did used to
accent,
say
and they-
Tim. Instead of saying Tim, she used to say
Tim. Now I can say Tim.
But
Before I
Jon
used to
Hamm
say
used to
Tim because I
tease her.
thought it was funny also
Jon
for the
Hamm
character.
did. Terrible. I did not, but
Team. But even with this, they made me feel really, really comfortable, and it felt like a joint effort of all of us that are trying to deliver the best movie,
Yeah.
funniest, fun movie we can.
yeah.
Well, you guys were a lot of fun, and unfortunately we got wrapped.
Ah.
Bye.